So in 1991, I had just graduated high school and was getting ready to go off to college, was so excited. By the way, I've always had a ton of hair my whole life. Take a look. That's prom. That's senior year prom. So hair has not been an issue for me until that summer before college. And I developed right here in my bangs about a quarter-size patch of alopecia. And it came back many years later into adulthood. I think I was like into year 2 of being a QVC host. And it got bigger. It was like a silver dollar size back here. So creams and injections and a lot of fear and total aversion to washing my hair, combing my hair, fearing that it would fall out more or spread. So I get what this whole thing is. And that's why I think HairMax is such a beautiful opportunity for hope.
Sean said it so beautifully. 80 million American men and women suffer with hereditary hair loss, and it's more than just losing hair. You kind of lose your sense of self. Your hair becomes part of your identity. Look at this before and after. This is after 26 weeks, which is just about 6 months. HairMax has been at QVC for over 10 years. We've sold 482,000 HairMax products. Tonight's really special because this is the lowest price we have ever brought you. We're bringing you the HairMax Pro 12 hair growth laser comb device. This is an FDA cleared medical device for a big deal price. It's $121.98, 5 easy payments a day of $24.40. You have free shipping and handling. This is simple, it's easy to use, and it's effective. You have 2 different color choices today. We have the rose gold, which has been super popular, and then we have our blue choice as well. It's A489366. Now we can do something about it. And like Sean said, she felt so isolated. She felt like she didn't want to brush her hair or wash her hair. HairMax has a solution. And here to tell us all about it is Ellen Langus. I'm so happy to see you, Ellen. You've been, not just bringing HairMax, but you've been using HairMax for quite some time.
I have. This is, in fact, I suffer from hereditary hair loss. And, no one told us back when I was in my 40s that you could have hereditary hair loss. I thought it was just something men had. And then to find out 30 million women had hereditary hair loss. So my husband called me the day he saw on the national news when HairMax was FDA cleared to regrow hair for her people who had hereditary hair loss. He called me and I started using it and it worked. Because before then there was nothing else you could do other than take drugs or have a hair transplant. Exactly.
Absolutely.
And then I called HairMax and said, you should be on QVC, and that's how we got started.
Ellen, that's an incredible story. So tell me how this works.
Yes. So this is actually very simple for something that is so transformative. When you get your HairMax home, you're going to charge it up for about 2 hours, and that's going to last you for 2 weeks easily. All you have to do is press the button on the front. There's only one button, so it's easy to find. So you press the button, and then you can see now, this is the therapeutic laser light. Just the correct light that's going to help boost your hair follicles. You also see the hair parting teeth. So I'm going to lift this up to my head now so I can show you how this works. So you're going to put it against your scalp because you're not treating your hair, you're treating your scalp. This is now parting your hair. You can see it, so now the light can penetrate to the scalp, and that's when it's most effective. So what's happening now is this laser light is going to stimulate your hair follicles to regrow. Your hair follicles may have gotten a little tired and they're not working, and that's where you see the hair loss. But you'll move it about ½ an inch every 4 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we move it. You just get into that rhythm. And if you use this 8 minutes 3 times a week, you can expect that within about 16 weeks, you're going to see your hair start regrowing. It's your hair, so whether you color your hair or perm your hair, what have you, your hair will be growing back. And
look at that, Ellen.
90% in our clinical studies after 26 weeks, 90% of the people who participated grew hair back. And I'm going to just add to that, not just they grew some hair back.
Yeah.
The average regrowth was 129 new hairs per square inch. When I heard that the first time, I thought, oh, 129 new hairs on my head, that would be good.
Yes.
No, no, no. It's per square inch on your head.
Look at that before and
There is
after.
an example. This is actually what I had a problem with. I'm sorry, I'm laser lighting you.
No, it's okay.
My part was getting wider, and
Yes.
many of you at home, this is the perfect time to take a look and say, hey, that looks like me. Yep, this could work for me. For Beth here, who had considerable hair loss after 26 weeks of using this 3 times a week, her hair started growing back, and I don't think anyone would even think she had hereditary hair loss when you see the after. Another place people have a lot of hair loss, early stages, is at the temples. Right?
So my hairdresser, last time I went in, she said, Chelsea, you need to part your hair differently because I was starting to get traction, alopecia from, pulling my hair back. Look at that before and after.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Diane had terrific results here.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of women have. Our next before and after is probably one of the most incredible ones that I've seen. So, you know, when you start seeing a little bit of hair in the drain, or you, like you're mentioning the sides or
temple.
my part, that's where we can see it. But it's happening all over your hair or your scalp, and that's where Joanne in the other picture had everywhere. Same thing here for Ian. And you can see Ian, maybe it was almost too close to not being able to work, because if you wait too long, about 2 years, your hair follicles aren't going to regrow.
Okay.
So you want to catch this
know.
when Ian did. And then here, is that the funniest thing? I always want to call him Mark because there's a Mark there, but this is Peter.
Look, Peter's basically, it looks like his hairline has come up an inch.
It has.
Yes.
It really has. So you can imagine what his life is like. He's looking all, you just feel more confident, right?
Well, I said that earlier, Ellen, your hair is like your identity, especially as women. You know, I feel like in society, sometimes it's more acceptable, like men bald or whatever.
Or just shave it,
Or just shave it
Yeah.
off. But for women, for us to start to lose our hair, for us to start to see thinner spots, it becomes a source of shame, of embarrassment. I love that HairMax is bringing us a solution that is quick and effective and easy. We're seeing Jody as she's just bringing it through her hair. Those teeth part her hair for us. She's moving it back every 4 seconds, just like you instructed. But we're going to take a look now at some animation, Ellen, because this is really, really cool how the technology actually works.
Right. So we saw how Jody was using it, but what's happening was this gentle therapeutic laser light is penetrating down in to stimulate the hair follicle, wakening up. If you think about watering a plant or having sun on a plant, that's the kind of idea here, that you're going to have that laser light come through, and then the new hairs are going to be coming through. So stimulating the hair follicle with the laser light, and then those new hairs are growing, works for 90% of the people. And you know, we should mention too, QVC has such an awesome return policy. You have a chance to let yourself see if it actually works after half a year.
You read my mind.
Oh,
I was just about to say, Ellen,
right?
that's another thing that you can shop with confidence here at QVC always, because with HairMax, you have a 180-day extended warranty that you can bring it home and use it for half a year, for 6 months.
Right.
And you can see those results. So talk to me now about who this works for, best for.
Well, so hereditary hair loss is the most common cause of hair loss with 80 million people. You mentioned that earlier, 30 million women. But if you take a look at these charts here, you'll see that in the blue shirts, we have, that's where we did our clinical studies. That's where we got that works for 90% of the people. And you might have the widening part, or the area in the temples, or just all over a little bit. The bottom line, though, you've waited too long. We can't really say that's going to work for you. The upper row, that's fine if you want to start a little bit early, but we didn't test, until you had moderate hair loss. For men, the same thing. If you have a receding hairline or at the temples, a lot of men have right at the back of their head. And usually it's someone else that lets them know because you don't see it happening.
Yes, absolutely. This to me is such a special thing to bring home. And here, talk to me about what we're seeing here.
So for our clinical testing, we also tested on all skin types. Now, we're only able to tell you that it works clinically from very light skin to medium dark skin, only because we weren't able to count dark hairs on dark scalp. But we've used it on all. We have so many anecdotal results for all skin tones. So please feel free to try that. And I also want to remind you, you'll be regrowing your own hair. Whatever it was before, it's going to grow back. You might see early on in that early 16 weeks some small fuzz starting, like real fine vellus hairs. Don't worry, it's going to turn into the nice strong hairs. You can brush it, you can cut it, you can style it and not worry.
We're going to take a look again at some other really kind of amazing before and afters, because this is what I think, Ellen, being at QVC, we couldn't say all these things on air unless it had the clinical backup to prove it, like before and after, to see that hair growth, to see how, like you said, the after, you would never think that she had any kind of hereditary hair loss.
And you know, Beth was really concerned that people were looking at that balding spot. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But the thing is, in our minds, because I know I always thought that, everyone's looking at it.
Everything about you all the time, and especially if you are suffering with hair loss, look at that, those hairs that have come in.
Yeah, at the temple, so many of us have this problem. And what happens is you start spending more time trying to style your hair, cover up. And you know, when you think about, and I would say at this price too, this is the time to give it a try because you don't have much to lose.
You don't.
You know, we have 90% of the people it works for. The other 10% probably didn't have hereditary hair loss, or more importantly, you have to use it. You know,
absolutely.
We always say consistency is the thing that we need to do.
You're going to use it 3 times a week?
3 times a week, only 8 minutes. And again, just about a half an inch each time you move it. And I use this before bed. It's like a massage. I want to say that you don't feel anything.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
There's no heat or anything. And this is an FDA cleared device, so you can feel confident. And the results are so worth it to feel better about yourself, get your hair back, reclaim your confidence.
And that's what it comes down to, reclaiming your confidence, feeling like the best version of yourself. Choose between 2 colors. This is your blue, this is your rose gold, and again, you're shopping with confidence as well because you have that 180-day extended return. This is the lowest price we've brought you on any HairMax tool here at QVC. It's a big deal price today, $121.98. 5 easy payments of $24.40, free shipping and handling. This to me, Ellen, is a true act of self-love and self-care to give it a try. It's A489366. Thank you for spending time with me.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
This was such a pleasure.
Everyone have a good morning.
Do not go anywhere because I'm going to bring you an hour of the Joan Rivers collection. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you on the other side of this break. Bye-bye.